Okay, guys, I'm finally getting your population inferences video notes made. This will be homework tonight, so let's go over this together really quickly. Once a sample has been collected from a population, an inference about the entire population can be made by setting up a proportion. These inferences can also be used to compare different populations and make predictions. Okay, so let's do a couple of examples. Eastside Middle School conducted a survey of randomly selected sixth graders to determine which elective they were most likely to participate in. The results are shown in the table. So we have sixth graders, 14 that chose Spanish, 20 that chose theater, and 6 that chose art. If we add those together, we get a total of 40. Okay, how many students were surveyed? Okay, 40 students. What percentage of students surveyed selected Spanish as their elective of choice? So we're going to go here. 14 chose Spanish. So we're going to set up our proportion. We're looking for the percentage. Okay, so 14 out of the 40. Percents are always over 100. Both of these are divisible by at least 2, so that could be 7 and 20. I know that 20 times 5 will give me 100. So 7 times 5 will give me 35. So 35% of students chose. All right, guys, I'm sorry. Somebody came in my room, so I had to kind of mess with our little notes page a little bit. Okay, so one more time. There are 350 students in 6th grade at Eastside Middle School. Using this sample, about how many students can be expected to sign up for art. So we're going to set up our proportion, and we're going to compare art with the total number of students. Okay. So let's talk about what we know. We know 6 out of 40 students chose art. Now, if 350 students are in the entire 6th grade, we're going to use that in order to make a prediction for here. So we know that these are both divisible by 2. So this could become 3, and this could become 20. Okay. I could do a couple of things now. I could make this 20x, I could cross multiply, and 350 would be 1050. And then I could divide both sides by 20. Okay, and then if I do 1050 divided by 20, that would give me about 52.5 students. There's no such thing as a 0.5 student, so you would say about 53 kiddos signed up for art out of that sample of 350. Of the 350 students in the 6th grade, how many students can be expected to sign up for theater? So we're going to do the same thing we did up here, except this time we're going to use theater and our total number of kiddos. Okay, so for theater, we had 20 out of the 40 kids that like theater. Right now, I could go ahead and make that a half because I know that 20 and 40 are both divisible by 20. And then I am going to compare this to the entire population of 350. Okay, so half of 350 is 175. So I can say about 175 students wanted to go to theater. Okay. The school decides to drop any elective that has less than 10% of the students' interest. Miguel says that only 6 students would like to sign up for art, and it should be dropped. Explain why this is or is not correct. Okay, so 6 out of 40. And if we want to know what percentage of students that is, okay, 6 out of 40 is going to simplify. We did this earlier over here to 3 out of 20. 20 times 5 would give you 100. So 3 times 5 would give you 15. So at this point, 15% of the students are signing up for art, and that is not less than 10%, so Miguel would be incorrect in his assumption. Okay, Miguel is incorrect. because 15% is greater than 10%. And remember, we wanted it to be less than 10%. Sorry, Miss Brown's room is like the place to be this morning. Okay. Mark each of the following statements as true or false based on the data. Over half of the students at Eastside Middle School will select theater for their elective. Well, it's not over half, it's exactly half, so this is going to be false. And I'm basing that on the information that we did right here, where it said half of the kids. So half of 350 was 175. That's not over half, that's exactly half. Combined, the Spanish and art classes count for 50% of the elective results. Well, if theater accounts for 50% of it, and we also surveyed Spanish and art, then it would be okay to assume that 50% of it would come from Spanish and art because the other 50% is coming from theater. So this would be true. And out of the 350 students at Eastside Middle School, at least 120 will sign up for Spanish. So let's see if that, okay guys, let's double check that we set up this proportion correctly. So remember, we are trying to figure out if at least 120 people will sign up for Spanish. So our sample has 14 out of 40 students signing up for Spanish. We want to know how many out of that 350 would sign up for Spanish. So the first thing that we could do is simplify this side. They're both divisible. Sorry, this should be a 7. They're both divisible by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 40 divided by 2 is 20. So I know that 20 times 17.5 is going to give me 350. So I'm going to do the same thing at the top. 17.5 times 7 is going to give me 122.5. Well, our problem says at least 120 will sign up for Spanish, and this is going to tell us about 123 it does. So that is also true. Okay, let's put it on the back side where we're going to continue doing some examples. The first one is a TV show where our key tells us that the gray part is teens and the kind of the striped part is adults. And we are looking at the number of people that prefer each genre, so comedy, drama, and action. And a video company randomly selects the teen and adult subscribers and asks their preferred genre of TV shows. Use the survey results in the graph to the right to answer the question. So first thing, teens 24 for comedy, and then it looks to be that for adults that it's about 16. Okay, for drama, 11, 27, 15, and then this one looks to be about 7. Okay, so let's use this information. How many total subscribers were surveyed? So we have 24 and 16, and that would give us 40. And then we have 15, so this would give us 22. That's 62. Plus 11 is 73. Plus 27 would be 100. Okay, so 100 people were surveyed. So 100 subscribers. Okay, what percentage of subscribers surveyed selected drama as their TV show of choice? So let's look at drama. We have 27 adults and 11 teens. If we add those numbers together, we're going to get 38 out of 100. Oops, I'm doing that in the wrong spot. Sorry. All right, so we have 38 out of 100. We can very easily turn that into a percent because it is already over 100. So this is going to be about 38% selected drama as their TV show of choice. Okay. The video company estimates that there are actually 2,000 adult subscribers using this sample. How many adult subscribers can be estimated to watch action shows? Okay, so let's look at, this should be action, this should be adults when I go to set up my proportion. So out of my adults, so I have 7 and 27 is 34, plus 16 more is 50. So we have about 50 adults that were surveyed, okay? Out of those 50 adults that were surveyed, 7 of them preferred action, and I'm getting that information here. Adults, adults, adults. If I add those together, that would be 50, and then 7 out of that 50 preferred action, okay? I am going to compare that. If I had 2,000 subscribers when I set up my proportion, and I want to know out of that 2,000 adult subscribers, how many people were going to prefer action. Okay, so 50 times 40 would give you 2,000. So 7 times 40 is going to give you 280. So it's going to be 280 adult subscribers that prefer action movies based on the information given to us in that graph. Okay, what percentage of subscribers that preferred comedies were adults? Okay, guys, they're giving me, I'm right at 11 minutes, and they only give me 15, so I'm going to talk fast. What percentage of subscribers that preferred comedies were adults? Okay, so we have comedies, and we have 16 out of 50. If we were going to put that into a percent, 50 times 2 would give me 100. 16 times 2 gives me 32% preferred comedies as adults. Mark each of the following statements as true or false based on the data. More teens were surveyed than adults. That is not true because it was 50-50, so this is false. 50 teens, 50 adults. Adults like dramas more than comedies and action shows combined. So adults have 27 for drama, and comedy and action have 16 and 7, which is 23. This is going to be true because 27 is larger than 23. Half as many teens chose action, so the teens choosing action were 15 over comedy, which was 24 for the teens. Okay, half as many teens chose action, which was 15 over comedy's 24. 15 is not half of 24, so this is going to be false. All right, let's look at the last one really quickly. The school counselor randomly selected a group of students at Ford Junior High to survey ways they get home from school. Based on the results, which of the following does not represent this data? Okay, so very quickly, this looks to be about 10, 15, 12, 7, and then 3 and 3. A total of 50 students were surveyed. Okay, so guys, this is what I'm going to do. I'm in about 13 minutes, and it's going to make me stop at 15, so I'm going to very quickly go over the answer. 10 plus 15 is 25, plus 6 over here, which would be 31, plus another 19. Yes, 50 students were surveyed. 60% of the 8th graders rode the bus home. So we have 15 out of 25. I set that up with this proportion, times 4. 16 times 4 is 60. That is also true. The number of car riders and walkers in 8th grade is equal to the number of car riders in 7th grade. Car riders and walkers, 10, okay, is equal to the number of car riders in 8th grade. No, exactly half of the students surveyed rode the bus, 25 out of 50. Our answer is D. My bad, guys. We were looking for the one that was not true. So that should be this one. The number of car riders, 10, and walkers in 8th grade is equal to the number of car riders. This was 12. We were looking for a no. So 10 is not equal to 12. So I'm sorry. Our answer should be C. And I'm at 14 minutes and 48 seconds. Go ahead and put this in your notebook and add it to your divider.